What if I told you that one of the tallest, strongest machines on a construction site is built by itself? A construction crane is a master of balance, able to lift the weight of multiple elephants high into the air without tipping over. These mechanical giants have incredible secrets, and today, we're going to climb up and discover exactly how they work. Welcome to Goalie's PIP Academy. Let's start by looking up, way up. See that tall tower reaching into the clouds? That's a construction crane. These machines help builders lift heavy steel beams, concrete blocks, and even whole rooms into place. Without cranes, we couldn't build skyscrapers, bridges, or even tall apartment buildings. Cranes are like the superheroes of the construction site, strong, tall, and super steady. But have you ever wondered what keeps them from falling over when they pick up something really heavy? That's what we're going to figure out together. Let's take a closer look at the crane's body, because every part has an important job to do. First, there's the tower, also called the mast. It's the tall vertical part that makes the crane look like it's touching the sky. The tower is made of strong steel pieces bolted together, kind of like giant building blocks. The taller the building, the taller the tower has to be. Then, sticking out from the top of the tower, we see a long arm. That's the jib. It's the part that stretches far out over the construction site and carries the heavy load. You might think of it like a long arm reaching out to pick something up. On the other side of the tower, behind the jib, there's another shorter arm. That's where the counterweights live. These are huge blocks of concrete or metal that keep the crane balanced. Without them, the crane would tip right over. And hanging down from the end of the jib, there's a big steel hook. This hook can carry loads that weigh as much as 10, 20, or even 30 elephants. The hook hangs from strong steel cables that loop around pulleys. We'll talk more about those in a bit. So, tower, jib, counterweights, hook. 4 simple parts that do some seriously amazing work together. Now let's test what you remember so far. Quiz time. True or false? The tall middle part of a crane is called the tower. If you said true, you're absolutely right.
Yeah!
The tower gives the crane its height and strength. Without it, the crane wouldn't be able to lift anything tall at all. Great job.
Hey, you're watching Goalie's PIP Academy, where we teach about science, geography, history, everything about the whole world. If you want to watch these classes with no ads, no distractions, go to getgoalie.com.
Cranes don't have muscles. They have pulleys. A pulley is a simple machine made of a wheel and a rope or cable. When you pull on one side, it helps lift something on the other side. Imagine a flagpole. When you pull the rope down, the flag goes up, right? That's exactly how a pulley works. Cranes use several pulleys together, along with thick steel cables to make lifting much easier. These cables wind through the pulleys like spaghetti through a fork, over and under, again and again. The more pulleys you use, the less force you need to lift something. It's like teamwork. Each pulley helps share the load. But there's another clever trick: balance. The crane's counterweights keep it from falling over when lifting heavy stuff. Think of a seesaw at the playground. If one side has a big kid, the other side needs another big kid, or something heavy, to stay balanced. That's exactly how a crane stays steady. If a crane tried to lift a giant steel beam without counterweights, whoa, it would topple forward. But with the counterweights behind the tower, it can lift huge loads safely. Let's try another quiz. Quiz 2. How does a crane lift really heavy things? A. By using giant springs. B. By using pulleys and balance. C. By blowing air underneath the load. D. By using magnets to float things. The correct answer is B. Pulleys and balance.
Yeah!
Cranes are smart machines that use science, not magic, to lift heavy things safely and smoothly. Now that we know how cranes lift things, let's climb up into the operator's cab and see what it's like to drive one. The operator's cab is a small room high up on the tower where the crane operator sits. It's kind of like the cockpit of an airplane, full of levers, pedals, and screens. From here, the operator can control every move of the crane, turning, lifting, lowering, and swinging the jibs side to side. But being a crane operator isn't just about pushing buttons. It takes skill, focus, and a lot of safety training. After all, when you're moving tons of steel over a busy construction site, everyone's safety depends on you. Operators have to communicate with workers on the ground using radios or hand signals. Sometimes you'll see a person below wearing a bright vest, using big arm motions. That's the signal person. They help guide the operator so everything moves exactly where it's supposed to go. And cranes have built-in safety systems too. There are sensors that tell the operator how heavy the load is and alarms that sound if the crane is off balance or if the wind is too strong. Because yes, even wind matters. If it's too windy, the crane can't safely lift heavy things. Speaking of cables and balance, remember those counterweights on the back? Let's talk a bit more about why they're so important. If you've ever carried a really heavy backpack on just one shoulder, you know it feels lopsided. But if you put it on both shoulders, it's balanced and easier to carry. The crane works the same way. The counterweights act like a second backpack. They push back with the same amount of force as the heavy object being lifted in front. That's what keeps everything stable. Some counterweights can weigh as much as 20,000 kilograms. That's like having 3 elephants sitting on the back of the crane. All right, time for our final quiz. Quiz 3. Why does a crane have big weights on the back? A. To look cool. B. To keep the crane balanced. C. To help it drive faster. D. To hold extra tools. If you said B, you nailed it. The counterweights are the crane's secret to staying upright. They make sure the crane can lift heavy loads safely without falling forward. Now, before we wrap up, let's see how all the parts work together, kind of like a team. The tower gives the crane height and strength. The jib reaches out to grab the load. The hook and pulleys lift it up high, and the counterweights keep everything steady and safe. The operator up in the cab controls it all, watching every move, staying in contact with the ground crew, and following safety rules. It's like a big dance, every part moving in perfect harmony to build something amazing. At PIP Academy, we love exploring the hidden wonders behind everyday things, and cranes are one of the coolest examples out there. They teach us about balance, physics, and problem solving all at once. And who knows, maybe one day you'll design an even better crane, one that can build faster, reach higher, and keep everyone safe while doing it. Until then, keep looking up, keep asking questions, and keep building your curiosity. This is PIP Academy, where we build big ideas together.
My mind is blown! Where can I learn more about these videos? Oh yeah, getgoalie.com. There's no ads, there's no junk, just cool stuff for kids and a dedicated tablet. Check it out, getgoalie.com.